just get this sense that Godzilla is here, and this movie just got kick-ass.
Right. It's great. It's a great.
It's a small, and I didn't put it down because it's a small moment. But I thought it was worth mentioning because it's such a memorable moment.
Right. Yeah. My number 3 was the military and Biollante attack on Godzilla vs. Biollante. Those two scenes just sort of flow together, so I put them in as one. The military scenes are extremely well executed, and then when Biollante comes, it's just such a great sequence in the movie. Biollante looks awesome. Godzilla looks massive. The miniatures look arguably the best in any of the Godzilla movies.
I would say that of the military equipment.
Yeah, the military equipment, yeah.
It looks awesome.
I love the ULT lasers, how they upgrade them.
Oh, yeah.
I love those ULT lasers.
Yeah, I do too.
And it's like, I love how it's shot in the rain. The camera there's a lot of dolly shots. I love how there's tons of explosions going off on Godzilla to show actually how invincible he really is. It's just such a great part. And then Biollante comes along, and the fight's brief, but it's so awesome.
Yeah.
Especially like when Biollante could basically just swallow Godzilla. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was getting... And when Godzilla did that with Warga 2 in 2000,
yeah.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was a nod.
Yeah, I think it was, actually. But, it's just... Yeah, it's just a great couple of sequences. And I felt guilty for not putting anything from Godzilla vs. Biollante on my top 10 because it is one of my favorite Godzilla films.
Me too. I can't believe I didn't either. That's weird. And if I was gonna put any, it would have been Godzilla Rising from Mount Mahara.
Yeah, that's a great sequence too.
I didn't even think of that one. Then I guess it wasn't good enough to put on, even though I do really like that. Well, I probably would have if I would have thought of it. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Anyway. So, my number 2, right?
Yes.
Alright, my number 2 is another hero shot of Godzilla. Godzilla rising from the sea, up on the land in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. It might just be the music, or it might just be the build-up. But when that guy, and I'm quoting from the dub version because it's no different, they're both laughing maniacally. He hears a blip.
My God! What is that?
What is that? It's awesome, and they just get this loud blip, and then we get a really great shot of Godzilla slowly marching on the water, and that
and then you see that suit, and that suit is massive. Yeah,
and then we get this awesome shot of Godzilla's head slowly rising above the hill.
Yeah.
And then he gives off this really bellowy kind of roar. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And then we get this great shot of cows in front of Godzilla's I don't know why I like that shot too though.
Right.
So I wanted to put that on the honorable mentions. Again, it was a small moment, so I didn't want to put it in my top 10, but really great, phenomenally shot scene.
Then I really I think this could have been actually after where Godzilla just kicks King Ghidorah. Yeah, it is. And the characters are like, look at that thing, it's bigger than it was before. Yeah, there's no way that thing is going to help us.
I love that too. Look, he didn't help me before. What's different now?
But anyways, alright, so that was your number 2. Great pick. My number 2 is the death of Kiryu in Tokyo SOS. I think Godzilla Tokyo SOS was a really great finale. Would have been a really great finale for the Millennium series. Kiryu, I really loved its design. It's my favorite Mechagodzilla design. I loved its weapons, more so in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, but yeah, still in Godzilla Tokyo SOS. And I really loved just basically how he dies, and he goes underwater holding the new Godzilla, and I just thought it was a really great idea and really sort of symbolic and interesting how they die. The only thing that I thought would have improved the scene if the mechanic died with him.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought that would have been more sort of iconic and more sort of a symbolic ending. But I mean, I was still happy and satisfied with that ending. Definitely my favorite ending in the Millennium series. It is my favorite ending in the Millennium series. No, it's my second favorite one. My favorite one is the ending of GMK, where suddenly you just see Godzilla's heart beating.
I almost put that on here.
I do like that.
Yeah, but it was almost too weird, I think. I don't know, it was a little too weird for me. Yeah, that is a great pick, too. I wasn't really thinking of that one, though. I haven't seen Tokyo SOS in a while, but that is also a great scene. And like I said, it's interesting. I've never seen anything like that done before.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of like Kiryu's one-upmanship of Godzilla, because they had a similar ending in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla with Kiryu flying him out to sea.
Yeah.
But I almost like how it's like different. Now Godzilla's walking out of neither of them are walking out of it. In the original, it was Godzilla walking out of the confrontation, relatively unscathed, except for that awesome scar that they bring back here. Yeah, I agree. That's an awesome pick too.
All right, so you're number one.
My number one honorable mention is one of the most strangely emotional scenes in the whole series: Godzilla returning to the sea from Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that is a great shot. And again, Akira Fukui's music carries the scene well. Just Godzilla slowly moving back into the sea and going to his slumber for almost 9 years. And that music is incredible.
Yeah.
And the way it builds up to that final it's great.
I don't know, you still haven't seen the Japanese version, have you?
No, I still haven't.
It's much better in the Japanese version because Ichinose is holding a dead Katsura. It's really
I've actually seen that.
Yeah, I love that ending. It's a great ending to a great Godzilla film. Definitely a suitable ending for Godzilla.
Yeah, that's...
It's funny, it wasn't even going to be the last Godzilla.
No, yeah, they were going to do Godzilla vs. the Devil after this.
Yeah, I know. But it's a great, suitable ending shot. I just love that. Godzilla looking up, roaring, and then turning around and walking out to the sea. With the sun setting.
That suit that they have roaring at the camera, that's the one of the fake Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla?
Yeah, because I don't know what happened to the other one.
Well, no, the reason was because they didn't want to get it wet. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
TOHO is weird with their suits. Since they do it all the time, that shot where Godzilla pops out of the water in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, that's also that suit. It looks different though because they shot it from a weird angle. Yeah. But that's also that suit.
Yeah.
They used it pretty much whenever they didn't want to get their other suit wet.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And they also did it in, this is the last example we have, in Mothra vs. Godzilla. You know that shot where Godzilla is moving towards the island?
Yeah.
That's the 62 Godzilla.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I find that really interesting. So your number one honorable mention
is the destruction scene from Godzilla 1984.
Aha.
God, I love that. I love it. Even though Godzilla's size changes more than King Kong in 1976, I still found it.
That's so true.
I still love it. It's still awesome. It's a very great destruction scene. My favorite shot is actually a really insignificant one, and it's when Godzilla's just running his hand through the windows of a building.
Yeah.
I just love that.
He kind of stumbles.
I just love it. And then Godzilla's roaring while that's happening. It's just... I know this is not what they were doing, and it looks nothing like this, but I can honestly picture like a riff tracks just going la 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 doo dee doo dee doo while he's just walking around destroying buildings. Because this is like Playland for Godzilla. No, it's just a great scene, and it's way better done in the Japanese version. Gorazard brought this up in his video, that he actually likes the American attack better because the action scenes are more condensed and closer together. I like the fact that they're actually spread out because I thought it sort of added that the Japanese military were like, oh my god, okay, he just went through that, then what are we gonna do? Okay, let's do this. Oh god, he just went through that. Okay, Super X, let's bring that in.
I love this. This Super X is awesome.
This Super X is awesome. I mean, that's just a great... cool. I mean, I like the Super X3 the best out of all of them because it's the most feasible. But
I like the Super X2 the best.
Super X2 looks cool. The Super X is an interesting weapon. I wasn't like expecting it at all the first time I watched it. I was like, what the fuck is this flying around?
Is Wolverine flying that thing?
I know. It's pretty awesome, and I like how many like powers it has. It's just an awesome weapon.
Are there bombs and a variety of missiles?
Right. And I really like that shot where Godzilla is looking down at the crowd fleeing.
Oh, I love that shot too. And there was a cut scene, I'm sure you've seen this, but this is just for the listeners who haven't. There was originally going to be a scene where they had a life-size model of Godzilla's foot stamped down behind people.
Yeah, they had one. They actually have that. Yeah.
Oh, what?
They actually have that.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They actually have the life-size foot. Yeah.
It's a cool idea. It doesn't look great, but it's at least it's a cool concept.
Yeah. Yeah. This movie had great scenes. Great.
Yeah.
Scenes.
I also like that they weren't afraid to be experimental with the special effects. They tried doing Godzilla animatronics. It sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, that first shot that I brought up earlier, that's when it works.
Yeah, I mean, I love Godzilla's snarl. That's awesome. Just adds even more life to Godzilla.
Terrible.
What?
When he sees the birds and we get a close-up of his face, it looks awful.
Yeah, it does look awful. Yeah.
That whole birds thing, what'd you think of that? I don't want to review 84, but
I personally liked it.
Birds thing?
I personally liked it because dinosaurs are related to birds. And
yeah.
I did like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's unusual, but
yeah,
it's clever.
Unusual, and it's not being so overly scientific, like pseudoscience either. And that's what I think is cool.
Yeah, it's plausible.
They bring it up, and then in the Japanese version, they actually bring up, okay, if this doesn't kill Godzilla, it'll at least get him temporarily, that we might create something that will kill him. Which is awesome. So
I love that line. I've never even seen that version yet, and I love that line.
Well, they don't say it exactly like that, but, you know, they bring it up.
Well, I like the idea of it.
And there's a line where the main scientist guy is like, okay, this won't kill Godzilla.
Well, I love Hayashida.
Yeah, Hayashida's a cool guy. Anyways, yeah, so that's my number one.
Yeah,
Great picks.
Yeah, oh, fantastic for both of us. I'm surprised. We only disagreed on like 2.
Yeah, and the last 4 were basically the same, just in different orders.
Yeah, oh yeah, we had a lot of similar ones. There's just so many iconic scenes in the Godzilla series too. Really, it was hard to do this.
Yeah. I mean, I've been planning on doing this for a while, so I sort of knew what was going to be like my 4. I knew what they were going to be. I just didn't know what the other ones were, and I was replaying scenes in my head, and the ones that stuck out the most, I said, yeah, those are probably my favorites. They might change as time goes on. Actually, they probably will change as time goes on. But right now, these are my top 10 favorites.
It's like my top 5 favorites. It always changes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Normally my top 4 or 5 stay the same. It's the last ones that always seem to change around or flip positions. You know, it just all depends on how I mature and watch videos and comprehend stuff more as I mature. You know, everything changes and evolves.
Yeah, mine has been as I've been meeting more and more G-fans.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, now with the whole, you know, with YouTube now, and the fact that the Godzilla fans have their own, like, section of YouTube now, so...
Oh, God, yeah. I mean,
I never thought I'd see this huge of a community of Godzilla, and it's incredible.
It's awesome. I love it.
It is awesome.
Yeah, I just absolutely love it. Alright, so, I guess that's really all we have to talk about. I'm ChopperPilot5.
I'm Zazubaar.
Thank you guys for watching this. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, favorite it, subscribe to this dude. He's pretty cool. Just don't flip out of him if he reviews something that's not Godzilla. Okay, Jesus Christ.
Seriously. I reviewed one King Kong movie and all of a sudden I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, that's just stupid and pathetic. That was actually a good review. I liked it. It was short, sweet, to the point, no shit in between it. That's what you said. I think it's actually one of your better reviews.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, so, I guess that's all we have to say. So, in the words of Dr. Serizawa, Sayonara.